Hello, my name is Bad News Barrett, and I've got some bad news for you. The first bad news, there's gonna be fans not attending tonight's round of 16 game between the Republic States versus Russia in the round of 16 of the Euros hosted in the RSV due to safety reasons. The RSC President Donald Trump announced on Wednesday that there will be no fans attending the stadium in both corners due to safety reasons. So that means that the Russian fans and the RSC fans will also not be allowed securely to be out of the stadium gathering around because it's a conflict politically. They have to be away from one another, as this circumstances with World War III next year in 2021. The second bad news, Republic States episode could be cancelled for 3 weeks in July due to filming tapings. The bad news because we're going to miss so much RSV television, and the most we're going to have is to miss out so much TV for 3 weeks because of the tapings we're going to start doing soon. And I'll be looking forward to the tapings, but the bad news is no RSC for 3 weeks in July. Disappointed. Bad news is that Mr. T was abused by Ronald McDonald on Monday's episode of the RSV, as he was called a slave while he was driving through McDonald's to get his own food because he was very, very hungry. Poor Mr. T. And he was abused by Ronald McDonald, the man who works at McDonald's, who gave the food to him through the speaker and called him a slave. And then Mr. T, however, as a matter of fact, told a McDonald's worker, I want to know who said that about me. And then Ronald McDonald was the corporate person who did say slave to Mr. T. And then when he called him a slave face to face, Mr. T squared up to him, got out of his car, started throwing punches, and that's when the police came around to separate these two. And the police even said to Mr. T that he'll have to go somewhere else to get food, of course. Reportedly, he went to the Burger King he went to, apparently, so after all, to get food, as he was very, very hungry. Poor Mr. T. However, Ronald McDonald has been suspended from work for saying racially abused language to Mr. T on Monday's episode of the RSV. And the fourth bad news is Donald Trump is alliance with those two thugs. Just right now, of course, it all turned out that those two thugs who shot Mike Oliver last week, Dirty Henry, and also Montana, those are the ones went into the Red House, invaded the Red House, punched a security guard, shot a security guard as well, went inside trying to find Mr. Trump, trying to kill him in a way, but apparently it was all a hoax. Trump was responsible of those two people in the Red House, and apparently they formed the group called the Trump World Order because Donald Trump actually lied to the Republicans that it was him as the third man of that stable group. And there's going to be a lot of problems with the Republican people and Mr. Trump, so we have to wait and see about that. Anyway, that's going to be it for us today on the bad news here today from Bad News Barrett, and that's going to be it for us for episode 5 from Bad News Barrett. And we'll be back for next Friday for some more bad news. So we'll see you next week. Bye bang!